Are you tired of losing deals? Because when you ask questions, your surface level questions, your prospects emotionally shut down, they stay surface level with you, they don't open up, and then at the end they say, I want to keep looking around, I want to do more research, I want to think it over. Well, there's a reason why you're doing that. Now today I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you access to 5 what are called NEPQ, that stands for Neuro Emotional Persuasion probing questions that are going to actually get your prospect to open up and go below the surface. That's where the sales. All right. Now, first of all, what we're going to do, and I'm going to show you how to set this up. It's very important. When the prospect tells you a problem, like, oh, I'm having this issue, I'm having this challenge, I'm having this problem, you're going to immediately ask them, okay, and how long has that been going on for? Now, what type of tone did I just use there? It's more of a curious tone. Okay. Your tone is how your prospect interprets why you're asking every question or anything you say. Your tone is how they interpret the meaning behind each question. Oh, how long has that been going on for? See, that's a curious tone. Then they tell you, let's say they said for 6 months. Okay, so that's been going on for 6 months. Has that had an impact on you? Now, what tone was that? A concerned tone. Why would this probing question have to be asked in a concerned tone? Because prospects, that's how they interpret the question. So if you act in a concerned tone, they tend to open up more because they feel like you're concerned for them, their situation. Oh my gosh, that builds trust, right? If they feel like you don't care and you're just asking it as like something to use against them because your tone's off, then they shut down. Oh, it's not that bad. Has that had an impact on you? Now, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, well, in what way though? You quickly say, well, in what way though? You got to be quick with that. Well, in what way though? Oh, it's doing this, it's doing that. Now, this is important. I want to warn you. You can't ask these probing questions in the first 2 minutes of a sales conversation. Do you know why? Because you don't have enough trust or credibility that early in a conversation most of the time, okay? Now, halfway through the conversation, when you've built more trust, when you've built more authority, that's when it's appropriate to probe like this. So if they tell you a problem early on, let's say in the first minute, they just get on there and spill the beans, whether you're in person, on the phone, or in Zoom, hold that back, maybe 5-10 minutes, and say, now, hey, John, a minute ago, you had mentioned that you're having XYZ problem. How long has that been going on for? See, I hold it back to then use it once I built more trust and credibility halfway through that conversation. How long has that been going on for? Oh, for the past 5 years? So that going on the past 5 years, has that had an impact on you? Oh, you have no, well, in what way though? Now, here's another way I could do this. I could ask them how long that's been going on. They tell me, let's say 2 years, and then I lean in and I say this, and I ask this question. So what's that doing to you? Or I could just lean in. They could tell me a problem. I could lean in. Now, this can't be in the beginning, more into the middle to the end when you have more trust. You lean in and say, what's that doing to you? Now, notice that's a concerned tone, okay? I lean and say, so that's been going on for the past 5 years. What's it doing to you? Okay, oh my gosh, it's causing me. Now, here's some other examples. What bothers you the most about that? Or how tough a position did that put you in? I've been feeling pressure at work, blah, blah, blah. Can you give me some specific examples so I have more understanding? Oh, yes, this happened, blah, blah, blah. How tough a position did that put you in when that happened? Oh, you have no idea. Well, in what way though? See what I just did there? If they didn't expand on this question, I simply say, well, in what way did it do that to you? Well, in what way though? Okay, all right, let me give you a couple other examples. Hey guys, Jeremy Miner here. Look, a lot of you leave comments wanting me to help you sell more. So the easiest way to get a hold of me, the quickest way, is to text me. So text me right now. It's 480-637-2944. So 480-637-2944. Listen, I started this company to help you learn how to close more deals, but do it the right way. Text me right now. Let's go ahead and get back in the training video. Now, it doesn't have to be a probing question necessarily. Sometimes it could be what's called a probing statement. These are NEPQ probing statements. Now, if you're not familiar with our methodology, NEPQ, Neuro-Emotional Persuasion Questioning, works with human behavior rather than works against it. So we're showing you how to get your prospects to do all the work, how to get your prospects to sell themselves, how to get your prospects to overcome their objections, and how to get your prospects to pull you in, whereas you might have been taught by most sales training that you have to do all the work. that you have to do all the selling, that you have to do all the persuading, that you've got to do the convincing, that you've got to put pressure on them, that you've got to overcome the objections, that you've got to push and pressure. Well, you can keep doing that if you want to, but it's gotten you to the income you're at now. How are you going to go to 2, 3, 5 times higher? You want to work with human behavior rather than work against it. Much easier to get the prospect to do all the work. Why do you want to do all the work? It's hard. Don't do all the work. Have them do all the work. You'll make way more money than you are now. Okay, so probing statements. Now, after I ask what's called an NEPQ consequence question, here's a generic example. I might say, what are the consequences if you don't do anything about this? Or I say, so what happens if you don't do anything about this and XYZ happens? Oh, no, we really need to do something. Then I might say, okay, so time to make a change possibly. Now, why would I say possibly there? Why would I say, okay, so it's time for you to make a change? Well, I didn't say we're ready yet. But by just me putting this neutral word at the end, no one will ever say, no, it's not time. Okay, so time to make a change possibly. Yeah, for sure. You always have that every time. Or you can say, if they even expand further on this consequence question and open up, you can say, okay, so it's important for you to do something then. Oh yeah, for sure. Okay, so it's important for you to do something then. Or, okay, so time to make a change possibly. Now notice, had some verbal pausing in there. I slowed the question down. When you slow the question down and have verbal pausing at key points here, okay, so time to make a change possibly. I'm focusing on change possibly. That's what I'm emphasizing when I do that verbal pause right before that. When you verbal pause and slow down a question, it causes your prospect's brain psychologically to think deeper about what you just asked. Otherwise, it's just a knee-jerk question, in one ear, out the other. They just give you vague surface level answers. All right, let's move on. I'm going to give you one more thing here today. Now, another thing that you can do to probe, to get your prospects to relive it. See, what probing questions do is they get your prospect to relive their pain. Pain is essential if you want to drive what in a human being? If you want to drive change. Pain is the most powerful emotion in a human being's brain, in the way they feel everything about them that drives change. If you can't get the prospect to feel pain, there is no change. And if there's no change, there's no sale. Pain drives change, change drives a sale. If you can't get them any pain or expanding that pain, there is no sale. Period. And if you can't sell to them because you can't open them up emotionally where they relive the pain of what the problems are doing to them, you're going to struggle a lot. And worse, your prospect doesn't get their problem solved. They stay in the status quo and they never get what they want. And whose responsibility is that? Ours as the salesperson, right? So anytime they tell you an emotional word, oh, I've just been feeling stressed from this, or oh, I'm just frustrated that we haven't been able to solve this, or I'm just annoyed that my boss keeps doing this, or I'm just feeling so much tension from the pressure of this job, or I'm feeling a lot of pressure from my superiors, or I'm just worried that it hasn't worked, that this isn't going to work out, or I'm just concerned that we're never going to be able to get to $10 million a month in revenue, whatever, or I've been trying to do this. These are all what? Emotional words, okay? So you want to probe off that emotion. And an easy way to do that is just repeat back the emotional word. Just that one word, nothing else. Don't fluff it out. Okay, so you're feeling a lot of emotion, I think that's what you're saying. That's not going to do anything. But if I say stress, oh, Jeremy, I've been feeling so much stress. Hold on, stress? Or I might just say stress. Yeah, what I mean by stress is, okay, oh, I've been so frustrated by XYZ. Frustrated? Yeah, when I've been, and then they expand. They say something about being annoyed. Annoyed? They say something about the tension they're feeling. Tension? Oh my gosh, yeah, you have no idea the tension. It's causing me, and they expand and relive the pain. It doesn't matter. Any emotional word that I put on this board, plus 100 other emotional words, especially this, trying. A lot of times when you're selling to people, like, yeah, I've been trying to solve this for a long time. Trying? Yeah, I've tried this, I've tried that. See how they expand just off that one word? Here's what I want you to do right when you watch this video. Go to any family member, any relative, any friend, any business associate, and when you hear any emotional word, just repeat back the emotional word. Frustrated? Oh, I've been so annoyed by this job change. Annoyed? Yeah, and they're going to expand. Do that. And then when you hear an emotional word from your prospect, repeat the emotional word and watch how your prospects expand the pain and what it's doing to them. All right? Now, you want to start learning more about NEPQ, because what I just gave you is very basic today. Make sure you hit the subscribe button right now and set on your settings the notification button, so every time I do one of these videos, I do a lot of these per week, you can get notified. So make sure you subscribe right now, because what I gave you today was very, very basic compared to what I train on. You're welcome.